I hope you all had a really good month in March, and today I'm going to show you my income report for the month of March on Amazon KDP. Hello home bosses, my name is Nuria Corby from thehomeboss.com. Welcome to my channel, which is all about helping you to make money online. And if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing so that you can get more videos like this. Thank you for coming to join me, and today I'm going to show you my income report for the month of March 2021, and this is my income report for KDP, so it's for my low content books on KDP. If you haven't been on this channel before and you don't know what low content books are things like journals, notebooks, planners, so you don't have to write anything, you just have to make the interiors for the books. So March was pretty good in my opinion. I think I didn't expect March to be great because usually quarter one is quiet in a lot of businesses, but I was encouraged by January and February because I did okay in those 2 months. And it turned out that March was even better. So that was a big bonus that I didn't expect. So if you want to know how many books I have, how much I spent on ads, and what I did to create this amount in the month of March, have a look at the video and we'll hop right into my screen share and I'll show you how I did it. So I'm really happy with my results for March. They have exceeded my results for January and my results for February. So I'm very happy with this upward trend. And like I said, Q1 is usually a quiet time of the year. Businesses usually don't have as much volume in business during quarter one. It gets better in quarter two, and of course we all know that quarter four is the best of all of them. So I wasn't expecting too much for quarter one, but I've actually achieved quite a lot for this quarter, and particularly March was a really good month for me. So you can see here that last month in March I made $6,228.57. And obviously that is my gross amount. It's not including the ad spend, and I will show you what I spent on ads. I spent quite a lot on ads in March, but it has helped me to create these sales. So I'm very pleased with that. If you look at the chart, you can see there's a definite spike. So the beginning of the month was a lot better, and then we came up to the 11th of March and it starts to drop a little bit. And the reason for that is that here in the UK, March the 14th was Mother's Day, and I sold a lot of books for Mother's Day. So up until the 11th of March, people were still buying them, and then it slowly dropped down and sales didn't stop, but it's visibly lower than at the beginning of the month. So if you have a holiday that comes up, an event, make sure that you have books that are created for that event, because it does really make a big difference. So I'm preparing books for Father's Day, and also Mother's Day and Father's Day are different in the US than they are in the UK. So every country more or less has different dates for those kind of events. So find out in your country what the main events are. In my last video I told you about the free events calendar that you can download from my website. I will leave a link to that underneath this video again, and you can see all the dates that are important for the business year, and you can create books that will sell well for those events. So don't forget to download the free calendar. It's absolutely free. You don't even have to leave an email, so that hopefully will help you. And also you can use it to add your own events. So if you have events in your country that are not listed on that calendar, you can add them so that you are reminded to make more books for that holiday. What else can I tell you about this? Most of my books are evergreen, so they are actually, even though I sold more for Mother's Day, they can sell all year round because they are kind of a book that you can give as a gift. And most of my earnings were from 4 main books that I have. And I would say that about 80% or 70% of my books don't sell. So I make all my money on about 20 to 30% of my books, of the total of my books. And how many books do I have at the moment? I have about 560 books that are live. That's all I have. So it's a lot when you think about full content books. Anybody that has that many full content books would be a lot. But when it comes to low content, 560 is not so much. There are people who have thousands of books. And there are 2 strategies to doing this. You can either create a lot of quantity and try and make some money that way, or you can create less quantity but focus more on the quality, focus more on the keywords, the niches, and that way you can probably make more money rather than creating quantity. For me, creating quantity didn't work. I saw a big income increase as soon as I started making books that were more targeted, books that had a better content. I didn't make too much money on notebooks, and even now I don't sell many notebooks. I think that in my case I benefited from creating kind of medium content books. So I benefited from creating books that have a little bit of a better content, not just lined notebooks. So I created a lot of planners, logbooks, memory books, that kind of thing. That's what really created my income, or the main part of my income. So my advice to you is do your research. The main point is to create books that you understand, books that you have knowledge about. So we all have knowledge in something. You know, if you are a mother, you have knowledge in how to bring up children. If you are a father, you have that knowledge. If you are very good at cleaning, that is another really good skill that you have, and you could create cleaning logbooks or books that kind of plan your household duties. So those kind of things are really popular at the moment. Or if you are very good at organizing your house, those kind of books are very popular at the moment. For example, think of Mary Kondo, think of Mrs. Hicks. All those kind of books are really in at the moment. So you could have a decluttering logbook, something like that would be quite popular. There is a lot that you can do. So it's very important to pick a niche that you know something about. If you don't know anything about, for example, meditation, don't make a meditation notebook. Or if you don't know anything about gardening, don't make a gardening planner. Make something that you know something about. And you can always learn about a niche. So if you don't know anything about gardening and you want to learn all about it and then make a planner, that is a possibility as well. But always try and make a book in a niche that you know, because a lot of people are making books in niches that they don't really understand, and the books reflect that. And then they wonder why they're not selling books. So that is my advice to you. My top tip is to make books in niches that you understand. And we all have niches that we understand. We all know something. So that is my advice to you. Make books in niches you understand. Take advantage of holidays or special dates in the calendar that you can use to produce books. And concentrate on quality rather than quantity. That is also very important. So let's have a look and see how much I spend on ads. So this is my ads dashboard, and as you can see, I spent quite a lot of money. This is in British pounds, in pound sterling. So let's have a look. I'm going to convert that into dollars. So I typed in £1,300 sterling, and at today's currency conversion rate, it has converted it to $1,796. So if we go back onto our dashboard, so that would be around $1,700. And as you can see, my ACOS is quite good. Most of my books have a profit margin of around $3 each. So I like having a decent profit margin because it allows me to run ads with a better ACoS and with a better return. So I'm quite happy with this. Very low ACoS, 26.17%. Of course, the lower, the better. But I'm happy with that because, like I said, I'm still learning about ads. I still don't really know what I'm doing correctly and what I'm not doing correctly. I'm kind of learning about it. I know what I have to do to get the ads running, but I'm still learning about how to make them run better and how to make them more profitable. So what I usually do is I have a budget of a minimum of £3 per ad, and I make it even higher for the books that I am already selling. So I like to place adverts on books that I know are selling organically, because then I feel I have a higher chance of selling them through adverts as well. But you can run an advert on any type of books. You can make a new book and run adverts. I'm sure that's fine. You just have to experiment a little bit. So I'm still experimenting with my ads, and this is why I can't give you any strategy or any advice, because I'm still playing with it and I'm doing different things every day just to see what works better. The only thing that I could say at the moment is I have much better results in the UK, and I also have much better results with the kind of books that I'm selling organically as well. And the other thing that I've learned is that I like to run ads before a major holiday. So for example, before Mother's Day here in the UK, my Mother's Day books were really doing well on ads, but now of course they have stopped. So you have to really make the most of any holidays that are coming up and run your ads geared towards those holidays so that you can maximize your income from those ads. But that is the only thing that I can really advise you on at the moment. I'm still learning about everything else, about the kind of keywords. The one thing that I can tell you is I run 3 types of ads. I run an automatic ad, I run a manual ad, and then I run a product ad. So it's usually for the books that I choose one book for each ad, and then I run 3 ads for that particular book. And I don't advertise all of my books, that would be too much. I just pick the ones that I feel are doing well. And if there's a holiday coming up or an event, then for example with Mother's Day, I pick all my Mother's Day's books and run ads for that. And I'm going to do that for Father's Day when it's coming up. You can do that for Easter, for Halloween, for Christmas, all those kind of events. You just run some ads before that event and you focus on the books that are made for that event. So that is my advice for ads. So if you deduct the ad spend, which we said was about $1,800, if we round it up, $1,800, let's say, and we deduct that from my $6,228, it still leaves me with $4,428.57 that I made for the month of March. So that is my income report for March 2021. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it motivates you. I know sometimes making these income videos doesn't come naturally for me. It's not something I am used to doing to show everybody what I'm earning. And I think the only reason I'm doing it is because when I was at the beginning of my KDP journey, I used to watch other YouTubers and it used to motivate me to see how much they were making, because I thought, well, if they're making this much, then it's possible for me to make this much as well. And this is what I want you to take away from this video, that if I can do it, you can do it too. Just follow my examples and how I do my books on KDP. I'm, as you know, a very careful person. I make sure that I don't infringe on any copyright, any trademark. I make sure that I follow the rules on Amazon. And that is really important because I see so many accounts being terminated recently, and that's really sad because it's not necessary. You can follow the rules and make your books on Amazon. Learn and get better at it all the time, and in time you can reach this level as well. And I'm planning on increasing my income as well. So let's all do this together, and let's create really good incomes for ourselves by following the Amazon rules, by doing it the right way. There is no shortcut. It's hard work. I'm afraid that's the truth. It's hard work. If you want to make money quickly, KDP is not for you. If you want to make money easily, KDP is not for you. But if you're willing to work, and if you're willing to do everything the right way, you can achieve this. Absolutely. If I can, you can. So let's do it together, and I'll see you again in my next video. Thank you for watching.